Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop an upload. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And it's for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, it helps the collective grow, helps the collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I ain't gonna hold you. I do hope y'all having a smooth day, a good week. Man, not a good week. Language collective, I would like to say, I hope y'all having a smooth 7, just a smooth 7. Cause we ain't gonna say days, we ain't in the days. We're not gonna say week cause we ain't weak. So, I hope y'all having a smooth 7. I hope y'all having a good experience. As y'all watching this, I hope I can enlighten y'all day. Man, but I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right to the video, man. Let's go.
He says that having amputated his own fingers made him feel more complete.
Oh shit.
Check this shit out.
Let me see.
You didn't know that, huh?
No, what's that?
Look, so he claims to be only 46% along the way to becoming an alien, and what he has planned for the future is very disturbing. So this guy comes from Montpellier in France, and his name is Anthony Lafredo. Anthony calls himself the Black Alien. He started his transformation at the age of 27 years old, and to look less and less like a human being, he has already had his entire body tattooed, in addition to numerous cosmetic surgeries, such as the removal of his tongue, nose, ears, and 2 fingers.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Dang.
He has also dyed his teeth purple, the whites of his eyes black, and he even had silicone implants installed. To justify all this, he explained there's no one to stop him except that he still complains about being kicked out of public places, like some restaurants that do not hesitate to ask him to leave.
Videos that seem innocent but have a terrifying backstory, part 2. This video shows a man playing Dance Dance Revolution being unknowingly recorded by some people who are making fun of him. The man, Adam Lanza, 6 months later would shoot his mother in the head 4 times while she was asleep and then drive to Sandy Hook Elementary School, where he would murder 6 adults and 20 children between the ages of 6 and 7. A popular 18-year-old CSGO YouTuber uploaded a reveal of the supercar he had just bought. He had a stream account containing around $100,000 of in-game items, which was banned 6 months later, causing him to have a mental breakdown and commit suicide. He intentionally drove the vehicle into a van, killing him, a mother, and her 12-year-old daughter. This video shows Chris Watts pleading for the return of his pregnant wife and 2 daughters.
If somebody has her and they're not safe, like, I want them back now.
He later confessed to shooting his daughters, hiding them in an oil tank, and burying his wife.
I think she's lagging in real life. What is happening? What? What?
As far as the dude to say he a black alien, that's crazy. We saw that clip before. I didn't know many more people was coming out doing the same thing. But the clip after that, when he breaking down different stories, man, there's some dark, twisted stories, especially the Sandy Hook one. And they was making fun of bro before that. That's crazy. That could have led to his mental health. It's not right. I'm not giving him, not saying that's justifying why he did what he did. I'm just saying that everything has reasons, and that could have been one of those reasons. I'm not justifying what he did, but that could have been one of the reasons. But yeah, that one get kind of deep and twisted. And the clips on the right was kind of distracting at the same time. I didn't realize that, and because yeah, I was trying to pay attention to him, but that was throwing me off. Spam it was throwing you all too.
Dog.
Okay.
So he decided to integrate the nose, ears, and other body parts of his dog into his project. For several years, internet users believed this, but it was later revealed to be an artistic elaboration done with Photoshop, right?
Okay.
Well, they were completely... In truth, Rodrigo Braga produced an extremely realistic copy of his own face. He then used the remains of a real dog that had been recently euthanized to realize his artistic creation. So it is not a simple, harmless photo montage, since Rodrigo actually used the body of a small dog for this installation.
What?
This is how one editing mistake turned the internet to madness. Based on this scene, it is obvious that Mabel has a secret twin named LaBam. And you may be thinking, oh, this was just an editing mistake. No, there is proof to support this theory. We know that the gnomes in Gravity Falls really like Mabel, so much that they proposed to her. What is it about Mabel that the gnomes are so attracted to? Obviously, it's the fact that she has a secret twin. If that isn't enough for you, there are some episodes where Mabel is left-hand dominant. But in some episodes, she's right-hand dominant. There is no way that she could be able to write with both of her hands. Nope. She's got a secret twin. Also, we know that Mabel is the shooting star on the Bill Cipher wheel. But what's this llama about? Because Mabel has a llama sweater. So obviously, it must be her secret twin. I know it's Pacifica. Worth making fun of the theory. And check out this very suspicious scene. How does Mabel get up the stairs so quickly? Impossible. But this next scene seals the deal. She's not a 12-year-old that's just bad at filming and editing. Her secret twin is in this video. See if you spot it.
I love you so much, baby. Why won't you let me into your life? You know what you did, Zach!
In reality, the gag is just like Mabel's bad at doing it and it looks really unprofessional. Like, that's what's funny about it. Alex Hirsch came out and he was like, hey guys, like Libam or Labam, or I've heard it pronounced a bunch of different ways, was just an animation error. But like, how does that happen? Because the show was animated in South Korea, but they spelled Mabel right on the rest of the bottles. Like, why would they just, like, flip the letters? And also, this error is, like, very easy to spot, and no one fixed it. But you can fix it so quickly. Look at this YouTuber that went and fixed it and re-edited the scene. It took, like, 5 seconds for them. But Mabel's only twin is Dipper, I promise. If you like my content, follow my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for more, and interacting really helps.
On Sunday, December 7th, 1958, around 1 p.m., the Martin family gathered into their 1954 cream and red-colored Ford station wagon and headed towards the Columbia River Gorge. Their intention was to collect greenery from the surrounding woodlands to use for Christmas decorations around their home. 3 hours later, the family stopped at a gas station in the city of Cascade Locks, 40 miles from their home, where they ate at Paradise Snack Bar in the city of Hood River, 20 miles further from Cascade Locks. So at this point, they were about 60 miles from home. Their waitress at Paradise Snack Bar confirmed that all appeared normal with the family, and they left the restaurant around 5 p.m., which was already found weird by many, as Ken Martin was known to avoid driving at night due to his eyesight. This was the last time any sightings of the Martin family could be verified. On December 9th, Ken's boss reported him missing, as he had not shown up to work, something that was extremely out of character for him. That same night at around 11 p.m., police arrived at the home of the Martin family. There were no signs of a break-in or foul play. There were dishes still in the sink, and a load of clothing was still in the washing machine, and a Santa Claus outfit from a Christmas party was even still laid out on a bed. Wherever the Martins had gone, they clearly intended to come back. Within days, their disappearance was all over the papers, and as many as 5 different police agencies all launched separate investigations to find the family. Police were able to verify that the family stopped at the gas station and the restaurant, but after that, they were at a loss for where the family could have gone. During the course of the initial search, the police found an abandoned white Chevy near Cascade Locks, which was from Los Angeles and had been reported stolen by its owner. This led police to search for 2 ex-convicts, Roy Light and Lester Price. There was some suspicion that the two may have been involved in the disappearance of the Martins, as the owner of the Paradise Snack Bar told the police that they were at the restaurant at the same time as the Martin family, leaving shortly after the Martins. But without substantial proof to connect them to the disappearance, they were never questioned. Strangely, days after their disappearance, police would continue to get calls reporting sightings of the Martins from all over the area. Several alleged witnesses claimed to see the Martins or people matching their description in other parts of Oregon, Iowa, and even Montana, but none of these sightings could be verified. 2 witnesses claimed to see the Martin station wagon around dusk parked under the Bridge of the Gods in Cascade Locks with 2 men standing next to the vehicle and speaking to the passengers inside, though this couldn't be verified. But if it was true, this was the last known time they were seen alive. Many came to believe that they had accidentally driven into the Columbia River. Pretty soon, though, a very important discovery in the investigation was made when tire tracks were found leading to a cliff above the river, and cream-colored paint chips, consistent with the color of the Martin station wagon, were found on the rocks below. The location of the tracks suggested that an accident was unlikely, as the spot was not close to the road. Efforts to search this portion of the river, though, proved fruitless when 2 police officers shot down the idea, claiming it was too dangerous and that no divers should be sent down there, even though Detective Walter Gravin was told by 2 professional divers that this would be a good place to dive and anyone who knows how to dive would have no trouble in this area. In the early morning of May 2nd, 1959, a fisherman and his wife reported something strange floating downstream near the Bonneville Dam in the Columbia River Gorge near Portland, Oregon. To them, it appeared to be 2 bodies, and unfortunately they were right. The following day, one of the bodies was found on the north bank of the Columbia River, and the next morning, the second body was recovered. They belonged to Susan and Virginia Martin, ages 11 and 13. Though the official cause of death for both girls was determined to be drowning, a technician reportedly spotted what he believed to be bullet wounds in each of their heads and informed Dr. Waterman, the medical examiner. In his report, however, Waterman stated that no such injuries were found. Likewise, no police reports or newspaper articles from the time indicated that any signs of foul play were present. The examination also revealed that both Virginia and Susan had eaten burgers and fries within 2 hours of their deaths, consistent with the testimony of the waitress from Paradise Snack Bar. Dr. Waterman claimed to have received several threatening phone calls after the bodies had been discovered. Each time, the voice of what sounded like a young man warned Dr. Waterman that he would be harmed should any of the other missing Martins be identified. But there was actually one surviving member of the Martin family, Donald Martin. Donald had a strained relationship with his family due to him possibly being gay and having been caught with a man in the home by his parents. He never came out to aid in the search for his parents and sisters, claiming that his Aunt Charlotte had encouraged him to stay put in New York. However, Charlotte refuted this claim, stating that she didn't understand why Donald hadn't traveled to Oregon to help look for his family. Donald also didn't attend the memorial services for either of his sisters, claiming to have gotten the dates mixed up. As the only surviving family member, Donald was the sole beneficiary of the Martin estate, totaling around $36,000 at the time. 4 years earlier, Donald had been fired from his job at the Meyer and Frank, a department store in Portland. He had been fired for stealing over $2,000 worth of merchandise. One theory suggests that Donald had some involvement in the disappearance of his family, not just because of his poor relationship with his family. No, there was something much worse that came up. A .38 automatic pistol covered in blood was discovered under a rock near Cascade Locks in January 1959. A single spent bullet was found in the chamber of the gun. Bizarrely, the weapon was never processed as evidence and was later cleaned and returned to the man who found it. When investigators traced the gun's serial number, they learned it was one of the items Donald Martin was accused of stealing from Meyer and Frank back in 1954. Despite this, Donald was never outwardly accused of having any involvement in the disappearances. To this day, Ken, Barbara, and Barbie Martin's bodies remain unfound, along with their vehicle.
Man, he had something to do with it. And how he got away with it, man, come on. Stop playing. He did that, bro. He was stealing $2,000. Come on, man. If he steal $2,000 from work and his parents and family got him on the outskirts based off what he preferred and liked, which is wrong of them. That's their child. They should accept him no matter what. You don't have to agree with it, but like still support your child. He probably was over the edge at that point. He ain't got much. His family living on money, and he working at a department store, and they got 36 bands on the real estate. Like, come on, man. He did that. He did that. That's crazy. I wonder if he's still living or not. But that's wild. I mean, we hear stories about people doing that to their parents all the time for money, and that's crazy. But yeah, money's the root of all evil, but sometimes not having money also is the root of all evil. Because sometimes when you don't have it, you'll do whatever it takes to get it. And then once you get it, you're going to do whatever it takes to keep it. So money, yeah, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's sad. Rest in peace to the Martins. And I wonder what type of strings he was pulling and who he knew to where they was that afraid. Like, to not go identify. I'm sure they found the bodies. They probably just didn't identify them.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Everybody sees me walking. I'm walking. Look. This plane isn't moving. It's not moving. But it sounds like it's moving.
Hey, that last clip when she came in there like crawling like that, man, the whole family would have stomped her out. Then we would have ran. Then we would have ran. Cause it would have made us mad. We'd have been like, bro, you coming here disturbing our peace like that? But then that could have been a family member. But why it take them so long to react if it ain't fake? The clip before that, about 50-50. Cause that little black figure in the back, if y'all ain't see it, go rewind it. You'll see the black figure in the back on the side of the pool. And it's like kind of like where you, it's blending in. It looked like it could be CGI, but then again, it's like we seen situations where those shadow people be moving. And that could have been a shadow person. It's on 50-50. But and then again, I do kind of believe dude was tripping out. But then again, people do act for them views and clicks, man. They will fake a whole thing like that. So I don't know.
Is this proof that giants are real? Everything used to be a lot bigger due to oxygen levels and other factors. Like, take a look at this prehistoric centipede. Think about dinosaurs compared to your average animal today, or a megalodon compared to your regular shark. Take a look at these books. Are dinosaurs reading them? Or these swords? Or the very common large doorway? Must have been very inconvenient for normal-sized people. Not only to build, but to operate. And like, who was using these stairs? Or making these footprints? So these enormous skeletons were found and given to the Smithsonian so they could research them. Like, look at this skeleton compared to the construction truck. That's huge. And there was all of this documentation that the Smithsonian was going to research. But somehow it all got destroyed. And the researchers don't deny the existence of giants. They don't think it's out of the question. And this list of large artifacts goes on and on and on. Like, who are they for and why are there so many of them? Giants are also mentioned in the Bible, in many cultures, in old maps. Despite the distance or time that they lived apart from each other, they all have the same description, and they all know of these beings. I have more examples down in the playlist below. Follow for more.
The conspiracy theory is that Avril Lavigne died or committed suicide. She couldn't deal with the fame, and also her grandpa had just passed away. Because she was so popular at that time, her record label apparently replaced her with a body double named Melissa Vandella. So the conspiracy theory goes that the record label already used Melissa to distract the paparazzi from the real Avril Lavigne because she wasn't into the spotlight. And she wants to stay hidden, pretty much.
We went over that topic before.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Oh, you're gonna love this shit. Okay, so I was at work, right? One of my coworkers, I was telling him about the video on this app where I'm like, yeah, someone thinks that air is like, doesn't exist. Like breathing is optional. And he was like, that's nuts. I'm like, I know, right? And then he's like, yeah, but like the moon doesn't exist. I said, what the fuck did you just say, Travis? What? And he was like, no, the moon isn't real. I'm like, then what the fuck am I looking at every night? Like, what is it, a flashlight? He's like, no, scientists still don't know. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Travis, because it's the fucking moon. And he was like, oh, but he's like, calm down, dude. He's like, but I will say this also, I think Earth is a cube. And I said, I don't want to work with you anymore, Travis. I swear to God.
Oh, y'all want to be involved so bad, but nobody asked me about no damn gift. What's good?
So is there going to be a public registry? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Take the gift cards. Everybody's presents. Take the gift cards, take the gift cards, take the gift cards.
Yeah, because they're
shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good though. It's good. You gonna be good. It's a question.
Talk about my all-time crush. Man, Cardi up there. Cardi up there. Man, Cardi cold, bruh. Cardi cold. Yeah, that's my crush. But yeah, MK Ultra, maybe. She saw something in that one clip though. That we already previously saw that in some videos ago. She saw something in that background. And then they showed that everybody in the background of her saw somebody behind her too. So yeah. It's just sad that that's the Hollywood lifestyle, man. It's the Hollywood lifestyle. For entertainment purposes though. Y'all think the earth is a cube? I ain't heard that one though. Moon ain't real? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a debate. There is a lot of different things. We could really talk about that, but oh man, as far as the earth being a cube though, he knows something I don't know. Did he find some other information that I ain't get to that I kind of want to go cover too? And y'all let me know if y'all heard it's a cube. I ain't heard it's a cube. Let me know, man.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance, the human power elite.
I've read every theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like if you f***ed up like a quarter inch there, a half inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they date it to 2,500 BC. But that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
He got a strong point with that one.
Took me 32 years to realize why the mailman kissed Goofy.
Through this housework in half the time it takes your mother. Not enough hours in a day, she says. Huh. A little efficient organization, I say is. Organization, son. That's the secret. Low waste motion. Why, any man that can run a business can, friendly, Gus.
I'm a 90s baby. Drop it in the comments if y'all was a fan of the Goofy movie too. The soundtrack is classic, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I stand on that. I watched that movie so much. My mom still remember the fact that I used to watch that so much, and she'd be like, I hate that movie. Yeah, I love that movie still to this day, and I'm a grown man, and that is still a classic movie. That and Hercules. I'm telling you, I stand on those. Lion King too. But we do know how bad Disney is, but we cannot deny the fact that they do have some classic movies, especially when we was kids. It's just that simple. But I do want to say, like, it took me 30 some years to realize that scene right there. Because I was today years old when I definitely understand what we just watched. But I don't remember his son being around in the shows though. Like, I really can't remember that. That's crazy. I remember it in the movie, but I can't remember in the shows. But that might have been why the movie was so hard though, because the son was around, but he wasn't like, you know, it was all about Goofy. But when it was the Goofy movie, you got to see all the other little characters too, really get a little spin off on that. But yeah, how y'all feel? But let me know again, did y'all like the Goofy movie? Is y'all a fan of that? Or am I the only one out here that is like, oh, that's a classic?
The craziest conspiracy theories. Are these cap or fact? We may never know. Does the government control the weather? Unless Storm is busting it open for Biden in the Oval Office, I have to call cap. Are the Illuminati's headquarters in the Denver International Airport? Sources say the secret society is fueled by Panda Express and Terminal 3. Y'all thought this was a game. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? Or was it the work of his enemies? Unless those prison guards had the skills and training of pasty mall cops, the boy had more enemies than a rock-bottom Foozy tube. The truth hurts. Was Tupac actually, or is he living out the rest of his days incognito? A true thug would never wear the poncho the color of a highlighter. Rest in peace, Machiavelli. Was George W. Bush behind the terrorist attacks of September 11th? In the words of the great Jadakiss, why did Bush knock down them towers? Why you around them, cowards? The answer speaks for itself.
Cap or fact?
Disney just got completely exposed. Okay, so we all know how Disney is known for all their classic movies. Well, what if I told you every single one of these movies is a copy and paste of another one? Disney literally recycles animation from other movies and then change little things like characters and setting. Just watch this video and let me know what you think. Because after watching this video, I want to go back and rewatch all the Disney movies just to see which movies recycled each other.
Look, all I'm glad is that he didn't show clips of movies that I named. Because then I would have felt even 20 times more stupid. But like I said, we know the whole thing as far as them. We already know about Disney. We know about Disney. So that's why I'm like, yeah. But that just show we in the Matrix though. That we really, these movies are still classics even though they just copy and paste. But again, if any of y'all are gamers, bro, the same thing happened when we play our video game. 2K is a copy and paste, bro. But but unfortunately we don't have to buy it, but we still choose to buy it because there's no other basketball game to go get. But it's a copy and paste, and they be charging people for VC, bro. If y'all play 2K, y'all know it's the struggle, bro. You gotta pay to win. I mean, kind of life like that too. You gotta pay to win, but yeah, that's just crazy. That just show we in the Matrix. But the Matrix will go no longer if we just like, okay, I seen a picture. It's like people with a board on people's back and they was playing like a board game on our back. It was like 4 people. And all we gotta do is stand up, the board falls. We win the game. They can't play no more. And we probably outnumber them. I'm saying too much. Entertainment purposes.
They said this was the first camera ever. But what took the picture then if this is the first? They said this is the first man to step on the moon. But didn't someone have to step on the moon to put the camera down to get it in place to take this picture? So this nuke destroyed the house, but the camera stayed still, didn't even flinch. Don't believe everything you hear and see.
I didn't know that a lot of kids were not allowed to watch SpongeBob. When they were kids. But there is some dark humor in it. Did we ever talk about the Mr. Krabs surveillance theory?
No, what is that?
There's a theory how Mr. Krabs, you know how he loves money?
Yeah.
He would do anything for money, right?
Yeah.
Because in one episode, he has a room and Squidward and SpongeBob, they accidentally find it. And in the room, there's a whole bunch of like screens and they're surveilling everybody. And then one of them is like in Sandy's house while she's brushing her teeth and shit.
Oh.
So theory goes that Mr. Krabs, since he loves money, he took money to surveil everybody in Bikini Bottom and kind of sell them out to whoever's like studying them or who even knows for what reason. Damn.
SpongeBob classic too.
Did you know that in reality, everyone is already dead? It's said that when a person dies, their brain stays alive for 7 long minutes. During this time, the brain recreates memories, replaying them in a dream state. The individual sees his whole life flash before his eyes. Time elapses differently when you're awake than when you're dreaming. 7 minutes can seem like 7 minutes, or a century. Stephen Hawking has said that when we discover the God particle, or the Higgs boson, as some call it, the end of the world could happen in a day, and in 2012, we discover it. And if the world really did end in 2012, and if it did happen in an instant, and we've all been living in our own consciousness ever since, perhaps that's why, since 2012, the world has seemed increasingly strange, unreal, and absurd, as if we are all stuck in a never-ending dream. Our perceptions of reality have become distorted, blurring the lines between what is real and what is imagined. It's a perplexing thought that leaves us questioning the nature of our existence and the true boundaries of our consciousness.
That was an interesting take.
Very interesting.
There's obviously a ton of conspiracies about Michael Jackson, but in my opinion, one of the most interesting ones, if not a little ridiculous, is that this is what he actually looked like. Hear me out. On January 27, 1984, Michael Jackson was shooting a Pepsi commercial at LA's Shrine Auditorium. Everything was going great until the 6th take when the pyrotechnics malfunctioned, causing his head to be engulfed by a fireball on camera in front of 3,000 fans. Now, he likely couldn't feel it at first, but as he made his way down the stairs onto the stage, it didn't take long for the stagehands to realize he was on fire. Aaron Faye, his hair and makeup artist at the time, said, quote, "This was someone I knew and he was on fire. By the time I got to him, all of his hair was gone and there was smoke coming out of his head." According to the hospital, Michael suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns across his head and face. In 1992, the music video director that was filming his tour, Rudy Dolezal, was told that Jackson refused to appear on camera on days that he wasn't performing because on those days he didn't have a nose. Rudy went on to tell the New York Post that Jackson needed a prosthetic nose that took hours to put on using makeup and putty. In 2002, rumors were running rampant in the tabloids that what was left of Jackson's nose cartilage had completely collapsed. So what's the conspiracy, man? I couldn't figure out what it was used for, but there is footage of Michael Jackson being made up to look like an old man using makeup and prosthetics, and it's very convincing. Then there's also this Akon interview where Akon describes going to the movies with Michael Jackson and being shocked when he got there and a complete stranger walked up to him and started talking in Michael's voice because it was Michael, but he was absolutely unrecognizable. The theory being that nobody really knew what Michael Jackson looked like anymore because the Michael Jackson that was famous was just a mask. Now this is a real man named Dave, a victim of horrible burns when he was young, and Michael Jackson just kind of took an interest in him and took care of him. So at first when I was reading about this, I was like, okay, case closed, that's a different guy. But the theory points out that Dave suddenly became a lot more public and his appearance kind of changed after Michael Jackson's death, insinuating that Jackson didn't pass away in 2009, but instead resumed living under various assumed identities, easily fooling the world because nobody had really known what he looked like since the 80s. Hit the link in my bio to watch hours of conspiracy theory content on my YouTube and have a great weekend.
Really easy to put on. It's really good, really comfortable eye holes.
Every time I see that mask in his ears, like, bruh.
Did you ever hear about the Grand Canyon theory? No. So the Grand Canyon, one of the world's wonders. There's a theory that the Grand Canyon holds something that none of us knew was there. So back in the 1850s, right? Yeah. The Grand Canyon was used to mine gold. When people started mining it, the gold index crashed because they found so much gold there. Okay. Now, what happened was the government and the military, they closed it off and they made it a sanctuary so that nobody can just go there and then take whatever they want. There was this one guy, his name was Seth Tanner, and he was an explorer. He explored this one cave And he claims what he saw was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in one of the caves.
Oh, what did it say?
The Grand Canyon, it actually holds the lost city of El Dorado.
What?
Like, you know, the lost gold city of El Dorado.
Yeah, the whole city.
The whole city. So if you think about it, it's never found. That ancient tale that all of the natives talk about, the lost city, and the reason the government and the world is trying to keep it a secret is because it would crash the gold price.
Huh. Makes a lot of sense, don't it? Y'all believe that El Dorado down there in the Grand Canyon? Do you also believe that that's the real Egypt, as we also seen in a previous video? And let me know how y'all feel. I think the lost city of El Dorado down there. I also think you probably could get to it. I'm not even gonna speak on that one yet, because I still need to look a little deeper for myself before I speak on it. But I do think that the city El Dorado's down there, or it's an abundance of gold down there. It's a lot of gold down there, in my opinion. If they keeping us from it, it's something down there if they keeping us from it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's something down there if they keeping us from it, and I could see the gold price going down if we figured out there was an abundance of gold down there. Y'all, hey, talk to me. Y'all think the same? Y'all think the same? You think they reaching?
You feel what I'm saying? Tell him how this nigga like sold his soul and shit. This nigga like sold his soul and shit. Like nigga, you really need to dig deep and not. I'm telling you, like.
I done see my own man sell his soul for some diamonds and some gold. Man, this shit is getting old, but I'll be lying if I'm saying it's not tempting.
Hey, y'all watch that AMP episode too.
The darkest conspiracy theories. The Titanic theory. The theory says that the Titanic never hit an iceberg. The owner of the Titanic, J.P. Morgan, had two ships, the Olympic and the Titanic. And he knew that the Olympic was old and rusty, so he switched the names and the color of the two ships. The theory argues that he wanted to sink the ship because he'd make a lot of money of it. But the theory doesn't stop there. Because do you know who was in the ship? All of J.P. Morgan's business competitors, and none of them survived the trip. But Morgan himself canceled the voyage a few minutes before the journey began.
Y'all know we heard that one before.
Did you know about this? There's a theory that Antarctica isn't a regular continent, but a giant ice wall that exists to prevent us from seeing the rest of the world's continents, as well as hiding other species away from us. Nobody has ever managed to reach the wall without freezing to death, and around 162 people have gone missing in the past attempting to find it.
Now, for me, the ice wall, man, that's why I'm telling you, flat earth is so much of a big deal to me. I'm so intrigued by the ice wall because I always want to know if they keeping us from there. Since I was young, I always used to be, when they told us it was planets, I used to be like, man, where do we go? Where could we go? How long does it take to get to another planet? You mean to tell me we trapped here? I freaked out. I never told nobody that, but it was just stuck in my head. And every time I asked a question, it made me more nervous when they gave me the answer. Oh, you gotta hop in a spaceship, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You gotta become an astronaut, stuff like that. It was never like, oh, it ain't like going here to the next city. You can hop in a car, you can hop in a plane, you can hop in a train, something like that. It wasn't like that. And so I got nervous as a kid. So that's what made me start really having a lot of questions also. And then as I got older, then I came across the ice wall. Then I'm like, hold on, you mean to tell me they might have other land? You mean other species, all types of stuff over there, bro? Like, now I feel like you controlling something you shouldn't be controlling. Now you telling me I can't go somewhere where, if this is free will, I should be able to go over there if I want to. Like, bro, stop playing with me. And now that's why, to me, that's why it's so intriguing. And that's the top of my list. It's the ice walls, man. Flat earth, that's the top of my list. Hollow earth, flat earth, however you want to play, ice wall, top of my list.
The Darkest Conspiracy Theories, Part 2. The Bohemian Grove Club. The Bohemian Grove Club is a place located in the woods of California. It is a club filled with the world's most powerful people and the world's wealthiest. It has around 2,600 members. I'm talking politicians, actors, artists, presidents, writers, mostly anyone with a big name that possesses a lot of power. And there's still a huge waiting list of powerful people waiting to join. Each year, they meet up to discuss what's going to happen next in the world. J.P. Morgan was a part of this club, Clint Eastwood, and even Ronald Reagan. It's more like a cult than a club. People like Albert Einstein and Robert Oppenheimer even discussed the Manhattan Project there, which led to the world's first atomic bomb, taking the lives of millions of people. When it goes down, they worship an ancient owl god statue, in which they give fake sacrifices to. Yeah, they make a human shape out of sticks and twigs and put it in the fire.
Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
My only question is, what other huge world events are being discussed and planned as we speak?
Watch the movie Midsummer. Midsummer. Watch that movie, man.
Why did NASA stop exploring the ocean? NASA started exploring the deep sea in 1958, but stopped in 1978. After that, they started working on getting us off the planet. They even detonate a massive explosion in the ocean in 2021. What did they discover down there? What are they so afraid of?
Was it the sirens?
Some of Hollywood's greatest conspiracy theories are these cap or fact. We may never know. Rumor has it Stevie Wonder may not be blind. If he was, how could he perfectly operate this camera? Sources say O.J. Simpson could be Khloe Kardashian's father. The chemistry here is off the charts. And if Tupac died, why was his photo taken one day after his alleged murder? Is Nicolas Cage really just a Civil War era vampire? Most likely. Is Jay-Z just a time traveler from the Harlem Renaissance? Most likely, yes. And did Gucci Mane really go from running the trap to running track? Or was he cloned in a Georgia jail cell? Who knows?
Now, this is interesting. Baba Vanga's top 3 predictions for 2024. And trust me, the first one will shock you for those who don't know. Despite the blind Bulgarian mystic passing away in 1996, her predictions continue to intrigue many, especially given her record of 85% accuracy. Let's not forget, she has predicted significant events, including 9/11, and even foresaw her own death a decade prior. Number 1. The fall of a powerful object from space to Earth, impacting a major city. This event is speculated to be either a meteor strike or a satellite crash. Number 2, major earthquakes in mountainous regions such as the Andes, Himalayas, and Alps, areas where scientists have warned that quakes could be particularly devastating. Number 3, the assassination or unexpected death of a world leader, which could significantly impact international politics. The rise of populism and ongoing tensions contribute to high terrorist threats. Hold on for a second.
I think we already saw some of them events already about to transpire. I think we already could see that coming. Some of them. I think he should have added the San Andreas fault line on that earthquake list also. In my opinion, because that's something we don't know when it's gonna come.
Take a closer look at the scene when he first puts on the brain coral.
Here's your head.
Now, many people have interpreted these gears with cobwebs as a metaphor for Patrick's brain never being used until now, but these gears are not from Patrick's brain. His brain came off during the fall, which means these gears are entirely from the brain coral. And at the end of the episode, when they remove the brain coral, we can still see the electrical plug attached to it. We are no longer seeing a metaphorical representation inside of someone's head. We are seeing this plug from an outside perspective. The brain coral is just like the Whirly Brains, a robotic device that plugs into your brain to control you. Isn't it convenient that Patrick just happened to land next to a pile of coral that looked identical to his head? Is it possible that Plankton saw this as an opportunity to add another victim to his robot invasion? But after Patrick removed it, he went back to normal, right? He completely stopped Plankton's plan, right? Well, one season later, in the episode Sing a Song of Patrick, Patrick attempts to use his brain again, and we see the exact same gears inside of his head.
Come on, you stupid brain! Work!
The creators went out of their way to recreate the exact placement of all the gears from the brain coral, which means the head Patrick put on at the end of Patrick's Smarty Pants was not his head. It was another piece of robotic.
With SpongeBob, man, you can't put nothing past it. Just like you can't put it past Disney, and as we saw previously, you can't put it past Nickelodeon either. But Yeah, for the creators to go ahead and do that twice, they was trying to get some type of message across. But we made it to the end of this, and I appreciate y'all if y'all stuck all the way through. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with them 4 videos a week. And this for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, helps the collective get bigger. Helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But again, made it to the end, and I ain't gonna hold you until I see y'all in the next one. Man, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount.